Prime Minister today came out, fully backed Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath. So this whole thing which was whirling in the air, that there is some kind of a fissure between the Prime Minister and the Chief Minister, he's cast that aside. He's saying, I back Yogi Adityanath fully, and I think that they've done a good job during the COVID pandemic. Why is it that you believe that the Prime Minister's assessment is wrong? Johi Singh.
The deaths, the number of people running for oxygen, the shortage of beds, the shortage of ventilators, UP has lived through really disturbing and heartbreaking times. There were no burial places, the Ganges was flooded with bodies, there were bodies being buried in the banks of the Ganges, Ramnami chadars were being pulled to under-report deaths. So yes, the Prime Minister must be in knowledge of all this because he's praised Yogi Adityanath, who was busy campaigning in West Bengal.
People who are talking about COVID, should they not be held responsible when their national president said BJP ka tika nahi lagwayenge? And even his own father, Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav, did not listen to Akhilesh Yadav, and he got himself inoculated because it was Bharat ka tika, it was not BJP ka tika.
Prime Minister Modi went to Varanasi and he said there is rule of law in UP. He said Yogi has ended Mafia Raj. He also said that he handled COVID very well. Now, these were three blatant lies in one sentence which were spoken by our Prime Minister. Where is the rule of law? Even today, women are being raped, Hathras happened. And about the COVID crisis, Modi should have taken the responsibility that he, as well as the UP government, failed in combating the corona second wave.
Yogi Adityanath has faced fire over the last few days, not just from rivals like Samajwadi Party, Congress and BSP, but even his own party. The Prime Minister has thrown his weight behind Yogi Adityanath and also thrown his credibility and handling of COVID behind that. The idea is if there is a gap in terms of the perception, that perception has to be filled.
The Prime Minister excels in the art of building narratives, even if it is on falsehood. And so, you know, by spreading the word that Yogi did an excellent job as a manager of the COVID, which everybody knows how badly mismanaged it was. They are going to fight this election on the strength of Hindutva. And Yogi is the best Hindutva face, the biggest Hindu icon as they have today as a saffron-clad leader.
The sedition law is a colonial law, was used by the British to suppress our freedom, used against Mahatma Gandhi and Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Is this law needed after 75 years from independence, says the Chief Justice.
We are today hearing something from the Chief Justice of India which is really music to our ears. And I must say, I mean, hats off to the Chief Justice for standing up for the Constitution, for the constitutional morality. In today's body politic that we have, the law must be scrapped. We do not have a, public life today, be it political life, be it, administrative life, where we can apply this law judiciously to the just causes as the law requires, and we are bound to apply this law towards innocent people, which we are doing without any accountability whatsoever on the concerned police officers or concerned ministers or even concerned magistrates and judges who justify invocation of this law against innocent citizens.
No, according to me, it should not be. The fact that the law has been read down by the Supreme Court as early as in 1962 in Kedarnath Singh,
yes, that
itself is a ground to secure to the citizenry that this law cannot be misused.
No, but one minute, Mr. Vikas Singh. That landmark judgment, Kedarnath Singh, 1962, which you just quoted, held, a citizen has a right to say or write whatever he likes about the government or its measures by way of criticism or comment, so long as he does not incite people to violence. And yet, look at the kind of people who are being charged with sedition. From a Disha Ravi to tribals in Jharkhand. You've got series of journalists who are being charged when they write anti-government stories, charged under sedition. So the point is, the Kedarnath government is not applied.
The fact that the law is being misused, the Supreme Court, it's high time that the Supreme Court should say in a judgment that if the ingredients as per Kedarnath Singh is not made out, and a police officer in ignorance or to please his political master is still registering a case contrary to Kedarnath Singh, then he should face departmental action and he should be suspended. The moment you do this, No police officer will want to oblige a political master by registering a false case.
Do those who say that Muslims are being arrested because of their religion ahead of Independence Day or Republic Day have no faith in our system, sir?
Gaurav, let me remind you, we have always respected, the law of the land. The problem is, in the past 6 months, what was under scanner was the Yogi government, wherein the courts have reprimanded his government for misusing the law of the land. They have misused not only the UAPA, they have misused the sedition law, which is under scanner right now of the Supreme Court too. So what is to be questioned is the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh. They are misusing the ATS, they are misusing our intelligence agencies. We cannot trust them. Why we cannot trust them? Because the courts have reprimanded them.
I fail to understand why likes of Atikur Rahman, Gaurav, are always on the wrong side of the fence. Before casting aspersions on Yogi Adityanath and on the Uttar Pradesh police, which have done a fabulous job last month in busting that conversion racket, where we arrested Muhammad Umar Gautam, who was shamefully converting. Atikur Rahman belongs to a radicalized class, which instead of standing in solidarity with the Uttar Pradesh police, had the cheek and the audacity to say that Muhammad Umar Gautam was innocent. Muhammad Umar Gautam has been arrested for forcefully converting 2,000 deaf, dumb and mute children, and it cannot get any more pathetic than that.
In the face of this overwhelming recoveries, if we go to the case of Mushiruddin and Minhas, if the recovery of urea and ammonium nitrate pressure cookers, 25 lakh rupees cash, a pistol and other incriminating material, the maps of Ajodhya complex and the Varanasi complex and other VIP areas, and also 175 SIM cards and other incriminating material. If this is not evidence, then what is? Where preemptive strike and recoveries were made.
Okay.
We often repeat cliche-ridden, prefabricated narratives. Innocent बच्चे, बेगुनाह बच्चे, बच्चे अगर बेगुनाह हो तो जरूर इमदाद कीजिए. At the moment they are accused of heinous crime, convincing recoveries. Until the time they are not exonerated by the court of law, they require no help from any quarter. And those who seem to be standing by the side of those involved, accused of anti-national activities, need to introspect.